It is on day 6 on our project in Eldoret. And I want us to see what has been happening from the time we did a previous video on day 3 and now is on day 6. We have done very major improvements, and you might be wondering what has taken us for the 3 days, which we have been now doing the most crucial part in poultry house construction. This is a point where you need to be very keen, and if you are doing the poultry house for yourself, you need to be very thorough or get an expert who is going to do it for you, because you might make a mistake which might cost you a big time. So guys, welcome back. My name is Lensoni and I assist farmers to launch successful poultry farms from the construction up to the stocking, up to the time we are going to work with them to the market. So guys, allow me to flip the camera to show you what has been transpiring for that period of time. So guys, what you can see here is the poultry house now, which you can see now here. So I want you to come and see what we have been able to do and some of the improvements we have been able to implement on this poultry house. Allow me, before we even go there, we have there the machine cut stones. You might be wondering where we are going to use these machine cut stones, but they are very much crucial in poultry house construction. But we normally have options which we can use now in this case when we are doing the poultry house construction. Instead of this machine cut, we can use bricks, or we can use iron sheets. I want to show you step by step where we are going to use this one. You might be asking yourself, where are we going again to use ballast? This ballast, we are going now to use it on the flooring. It's the best because when we are going to use it with the sand to have our concrete floor where the chicken will be stepping. So we chose ballast because it's the best and it forms a very solid foundation for the chicken. So come with me so that we'll be able to see some of the things we have done. We have also procured now the wood preservative. We did the roof, but now after we did the roof, we have not treated the timber which we are using now for roofing. So we procured some wood preservative here. You can see which my boys and my engineers have taken the better part of the day while renovating and coloring this timber. It might look like they were painting the timber, but this is a wood preservative to ensure that this wood will take now the client for up to even 10 years without this timber being affected by termites or anything which might damage them. So it's a very serious, crucial process. Come with me now to the poultry house so that we may be able to see what is required of us. You might be asking, do we want to put our poultry house door now at this place? This is not the poultry house door. I have advised them to have this place because when we start now having the floor, the door is on the other side. I'm going to show you. When we will start now having the floor, this is where now the material will be entering out to the poultry house. Then you can see I have always advised you, it's very much important to save on your cost when you are investing. This poultry house is not very much crucial. It is crucial, but you realize you are doing it at one time. Then there is now the stocking of the poultry house. If you spend maybe millions and millions of money, some people are asking me, why do I prefer to use the round posts instead of the metal posts? You realize a metal pole of same size, it will cost you around 7,000 Kenya shillings. This one has cost only around 600 Kenya shillings for this round pole, and they are just around 51 now for this poultry house in this case. So I normally advise farmers to use the most basic materials in constructing their poultry houses so that they may save enough money, which they are going to use now on the stocking the poultry house. Let's leave now the place of stocking aside. Let's concentrate now on the poultry house. What you are able to see here, this is now the wire mesh. We have not is not the wire mesh, sorry for that. This is now the chain link. We could have used now the wire mesh here on this poultry house instead of using now the wire mesh. And the reason we are doing this, you realize one wire mesh is just around 4 feet by 8 feet, which will cost you around 1,300 Kenya shillings. But this one is the 18-meter fencing wire, which we have used in this house. So you realize the farmer on this side of ventilation, he has saved up to 80% of the total money he could have used if we could have used now the normal wire mesh now covering the poultry house on the ventilation sides. So it is very much important to understand how am I going to cut costs and also deliver the right product now when I'm delivering now my poultry house. That's why you can see that we have used this wire mesh. Another thing you need to observe now in this poultry house, you might be wondering, do we want to have a ditch now on this side? What we have done now, the house now is at 50% complete. What we have done now, this furrow you see now we have done on this side, what is going to happen now, this is now a simple foundation where we are going to have a simple foundation before now we use the machine cut which I've just shown you to construct the 3-feet wall. So from this side, from this ground to the ventilation now to the ground is 3 feet. This one is to ensure that water which might be flowing from outside the poultry house may not get in the poultry house. And also, it will assist now, it will make the house more strong and it will last for a longer period of time. That's why we have preferred to use now the machine cut stones over the bricks or over the iron sheets. Alternatively, there are very many options. You can use now the iron sheets instead of constructing. You can use now the bricks, or in some areas like where I come in Western Kenya, in Bungoma County, you can use now you can use mud. They normally call it longer. But longer, it will not be durable. It will only take you for a short period of time. Then it will stop now to work because it's going to wear and tear. That's why you need to have something like this one. Another thing you need to observe in this poultry house, I have talked about this. You need to understand about what we call now the ventilation. Our ventilation now is very big. You can see all the way from these 3 feet, all the way up to where we are going to, our roof is, the tie beam is around 6 feet. This is our wall ventilation. The major challenge which is faced by very many farmers is the issue to do with the diseases. And the one disease which is almost facing each and every poultry farmer is the chronic respiratory diseases, where you find your chicken are coughing, and you might find your house is very stuffy, which may lead to coccidiosis, and sometimes you may find yourself losing the birds which you have now invested in your poultry farm. That's why you see we have given this whole poultry house a whole ventilation of around 6 feet to ensure that there is free movement of air from one side to the other. One thing you need to consider now in this process of constructing this poultry house is one, you need to understand the orientation. As I have always told you, the poultry house should be built in the eastern to east to west orientation. What you are seeing here, we checked on the direction of the wind. We realized the wind is coming now from this side. So we could not allow direct wind to get direct now in the poultry house. What we did, now we end now to have a wall now being made on this side. What we are going now to do on this side, we are going to cover this side with either the machine cut stones, or we might have iron sheets running from the top of the poultry house now to the ground to ensure that wind or heavy rains does not affect the chicken while they are still in the poultry house. That's why you need to be very keen about this. That's why you can see our house is now moving now from the east to west orientation. Then on the ventilation is on the longer sides, as you can see what we have done. We have done our ventilation on the longer side to ensure that there will be free movement of clean air in the poultry house. If there is no clean air in the poultry house, what follows in poultry diseases, which might affect you as a farmer. So make sure you have your ventilation now on the longer sides. Our house is 1,500 square feet. So we have 30 feet on the other side and 50 feet on this side. So this house can accommodate up to 1,500 birds. And that's why we are here to ensure that we supervise it from the beginning up to the end. So these are the most crucial parts. We are still continuing. As you can see, we have the materials, some of the materials here. After we are going to have the house covered with this chain link, what will follow is now the chicken wire, which you can see now on this side. We are going to have the chain link now on the top of the timber. Then what will follow is now the chicken wire to ensure that no parasite, not a parasite, especially rodents, they cannot access the poultry house because we have the 3-feet wall and we will have now, these are around 15 millimeters chicken wire. What will follow? My client decided to have a same color theme in this poultry farm. You can see we have this poultry house on the other side, which you can see now the theme color is green. So we also advised to have the theme color for the poultry house also green. That's why we have ordered for this girl sheet 3 meters, which we are going now to use now for roofing on this poultry house starting from tomorrow. This is the most crucial part when you are doing our poultry house, because if you are going to mess now on this poultry house, it means now these iron sheets will not be able to lie very well on this. As you can see how the engineers have, our experienced engineers have done a perfect work on this poultry house. What you are able to observe, we looked on the terrain of the poultry house. Let me show you something here inside. We looked now on the terrain of this poultry house, and we realized the land is on a slope. So with the help of my engineers, we decided to split the roof into 2. That's why you'll see we are going to have the first roof now on this side. Then the second roof will be from here now to the other side. So there will be a step here, which we are going to do it perfectly to ensure that the house does not leak and it also benefits the client in the most efficient manner. So tomorrow we are going to have now all the iron sheets now on the top of the poultry house. Then from that we are going to go to the next step of constructing now the wall, this wall. After we do this wall, the final step will be now doing the concrete, preparing now the floor. Now preparing the floor, and now the house will be almost at 80% complete, where it will be now almost ready to be handed over to the client. So these are the most crucial areas you need to understand each and every time. I have always advised you, my desire is to see myself just helping a couple of farmers before my age goes to 50 years, 80 years. I want to see myself inspiring millions and millions of farmers in Kenya and also in Africa on how they can transform their life through the little knowledge I have gained about poultry farming. So if you are watching me for the first time, I assist farmers launch successful poultry farms, and I work with them the journey. At the time, the chicks are going to be taken to the market. So that's why we have taken this project from zero construction to the time we are going to stock it, to the time the client, we are going to grow the chicken together, out to the time the client will want to sell the chicken now to the market. We not only provide you with quality SASO-F1 chicks, but we guarantee you a seamless technical support. And that's why I am on site, even today on a Monday, to ensure that everything is done on the perfect manner. And you can see the engineers are doing a very perfect job in this site. So don't wait. The next site might be yours, but you are thinking you are going to spend a lot of money. There is a lot of, there are very many options we can use for your client to ensure that you save a lot of money when you are doing your construction. For example, when you go to my breeder farm, how we have done these what do we call this one? These are now the tie beams. How we have done the tie beams, we have used now the round posts now for the roofing, which now reduce the cost of constructing our breeder farm by almost 30%. So we will look for the best method. There are some areas where you realize the climate is not very hot, so we may advise sometimes to have a flat roof, though sometimes I don't advise farmers about flat roof houses, to ensure that you get a house which is going to suit you and suit you according to your needs. So guys, don't waste your time. I will make sure I'm going to update you each day to ensure that you understand each and every basic about poultry farming. I want to appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and I want to see you in the next video, as I shall show you now after how we are going to do the roofing of the poultry house now to the concrete of the time we are going to stock. So keep in touch, continue sharing, and I'm going to assist you launch your poultry farm without a struggle. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.